Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pi Day celebration here. We are at the end of the coding challenge, so we have teams that are finishing the submission of their code, their application. So I invite first of all the teams that have not submitted yet to submit. And then we have already the jury who is evaluating these projects. And in some minutes, we will have also the winner. But before that, we have the last two talks of our day. And I'm here with Giorgio Sadolfo of Filo.
Thank you, Luca. It's
So-
a pleasure for me stay here at the end of this challenge. It's really exciting every time that see coders developing something special in so few minutes and a few hours.
Yeah, it's really challenging, but it's also exciting, like you said, and I'm very happy that you are here. So Giorgio is CEO of a great startup that is Filo. Filo is kind of a special startup among those that we have seen today because it does hardware and software, so physical products, right? And he recently developed a new product that it's a great product because it solves a problem that have very many families and parents especially, right?
Yeah.
So this product is called TataPad, and so let us know what TataPad does.
Thanks, Luca. TataPad is a smart cushion device, and we can use in order to guarantee the safeness of the baby inside the car. It's very simple to use. You can put this cushion on the baby car seat, and it communicates directly with the smartphone application. And after that, we have a cloud, which is the real brain, the real artificial intelligence, which has the responsibility to compute in real time all the information and guarantee the safeness of the baby. And well, we are an IoT company, real.
Yeah. And I mean, one thing that strikes me is that we often talk about like e-commerce websites or mobile apps that do generic stuff, while you're really doing like life-saving devices that have to interact like in real time, probably thousands or tens of thousands of devices, right? So how different is the tech work that you have to do to connect these devices and monitor them when you know that you have such a critical job to do?
Yeah, it's very interesting because at the beginning you have to consider that you have multiple points of failure.
Right.
And it's really crazy because you have to guarantee all the entire stacks from the devices to the cloud system that will work properly. Absolutely, when you have a problem, and how we can guarantee this. And well, at the beginning, you have to develop a real product. You have to guarantee the control when you are developing an IoT product. So starting from that, you have to plan test use cases from the IoT devices, safeness for the product, and different stress tests also for the device. And after that, you have to create a chain where all product a piece of part of the product will be tested, will integrate with different parts. How does it work in our case? And it's very simple. You have well, it's not very simple, but it should be simple to understand. We will start from device. After that, we have an application, and based on that, for example, we have 3 different platforms. You know that now you have Huawei Store, Android Store, and iOS Store, Apple Store. And just to consider that on Android Store, you have thousands of devices, and how you can guarantee the Bluetooth connection with your smartpad.
Right.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And our developers always are working on that in order to guarantee a right communication and a strength in terms of the backend situation that you have to perform with the device. Because when a parents go inside the car and with this baby, you will not want to open the application. It automatically starts to work independently of you are independently on that you are doing at the moment. So you have to be concentrated on the focused on the driving of the car and not on the I have to open my app. So
yeah, of course.
How it's possible to work on that? So it's very complicated. And after that, we have two different cloud stacks. One is used on deployed on the Firebase stack, and based on that we have something on real-time data that we have to compute of a huge amount of data. Every day we have 1,000 and 1,000 questions that are communicating with our backend. And after that, how we can control in a real-time situation this data, how we can prevent. And this is the most important part of the application, because based on that, we are just collecting some information on IoT remote devices. But it's very usually. And the real core of the application is our Data Brain. Data Brain is a real-time computation that we are using in order to check the integrity of the data, the status of each car seat for each trip.
Yeah.
And
because I guess it's not trivial to understand whether the baby is seated, it's not seated, or
exactly.
seated, it's not actually a baby, maybe it's a bag of groceries, something like
that.
Yeah.
So, yes, but this is a problem of the IoT device. So it's able to check if the baby is seated or not seated. But after that, we have a different situation. Like, for example, if you're during a trip, if your battery, the battery of the smartphone goes off, what's happened?
Of course.
Or you have no network.
Of course.
And these are the situation where our artificial intelligence on the cloud is able to check if your baby should have a problem. And based on this information that is computed at a real time, you have to trigger an alarm. And we have 3 different alarms inside our stacks. So the first one is just a notification, a local notification of the smartphone parents. After that, we have a call, an automatic call for the parents that was with the baby. Yeah. And after that, we are able to perform also up to 10 different calls with the emergency contact that you have set up inside the application.
So it's like an escalation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's kind of the same thing that you see for like infrastructure monitoring, this escalation system for monitoring failures, but because actually it's the same thing. It's a failure that you have to signal to people who are in charge.
Yeah. A failure for us should be an information that we don't want to see, because it's the life of the baby.
Of course.
And this is the reason why we have all checked at real time. And the most important challenge that we have done in the last year is to check and the integrity of all system based on end-to-end test. And it's very difficult to have an end-to-end test in this architecture.
Yeah, I see.
But also is our challenge, and we are doing something more than a simple black box system or telematic system, because we have the life of the baby, and I think that we cannot joke with them.
Of course. I mean, it's a great responsibility, but it's in good hands. It's a great company and a great product. So thank you, Giorgio, for being with us.
Thank you for picking
for this great chat. So thank you. And now I welcome here back Marco Trombetti for this final chat. So welcome back, Marco. So you already had the welcome message at the beginning. Now you're here with another hat, let's say, because you started talking of PyCampus, okay? But you are also the CEO and founder of Translated, right? Which is a great company doing a lot of incredible technology, especially artificial intelligence for supporting translation work. So we have had many startups and many tech leaders here talking about great technology like life sciences, AI, cloud. And I would like really to know more from you also about what Translated is cooking right now.
So thank you, Luca. First, I have to say that I was always in the other side of the table. It was more probably for me to interview you than you interview me.
Yes, and maybe it's happened in the past. I don't remember.
I think it is. So I would try to add my contribution to this hackathon by giving some insights about Translated. And yeah, we work on a problem which is language translation, and we've been working on this problem for a little more than 20 years. We started in 1999, and from outside, it looks like that this is a work for people studying just languages or activities connected more with literacy and rather than technology. It turns out to be that language translation is probably the hardest task that we have in artificial intelligence today. And it is that for a very simple reason. Language is the most human thing we have. So it's very different from a picture, for example, computer vision, where an image is there, is full dense of information, and so the machine has got a lot of information to process, and an image will look like the same for everybody. It's just the representation from a sensor of the reality. And language is very different because we make up language as humans. We define how it works. We also use it to compress in very few words a very complex meaning. So an image is full of information, and you can represent the same image with only a few words in a sentence describing something that happened to you. And because it's so compressed, and you probably know about Shannon entropy theory, it means that in order to decode out the information is very complex. And so the largest model in AI have been the models used in language translation. In fact, I think only one model was bigger than the model we currently use, which was the one used by Google in AlphaGo to beat Lisa Doll. Then the size of models, human language requires the bigger models. And so we at Translated, we work on human language translation. So we provide translations done by professional people. But we help those professional people by providing them suggestions that come from an AI. So we create a machine translation technology that I think that Davide has been talking about before, that recommends to translator a possible translation for that sentence, and then we collect the changes, what actually they need to do in order to make that translation perfect. And while they do that, we learn what to do. And so our goal is really to create this symbiosis within human and machines, so that the machine can provide help to a human, and at the same time a human can teach the machine in how to do better. And that is the symbiosis that we have envisioned in order to reach the goal of creating the machine that one day will allow everyone on Earth to understand and be understood.
So that's very interesting, because while you spoke, you were saying people that work together with machines, with AI, right? While you hear many perspectives saying AI is something that will replace people and people's job, right? While instead you believe people will work with AI and is working with AI to create together something better than anyone alone can by itself can produce, right? Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. And I'm pretty confident about saying this, and for a couple of reasons. Number one, it never happened in the past. Then AI replaced a sector completely. And also the way and this is because of the way the economics works. So you have people doing a task, and that is a very big market, And so it's much easier to create a technology to make those people a little bit more efficient rather than try to replace them. It never worked. In language translation, for example, the industry grew, the professional translation industry grew about 6-7% every year, and while machines were making progress. And so machines today is a market of about $300 million per year, machine translation. Human translation is today 50 billion. So historically, especially in our industry, machine translation has been a way to empower humans, because you take a big market and you make it a little more efficient. Take 50 billion, you make it 10% more efficient, and you create magically a $5 billion opportunity for people. That's the way it works. And so that's, I think, is the simple reason why it's much easier and convenient. The second reason is also that it doesn't make sense to try to replicate what humans do, because we're not that good. And I give you an example. If you want to do calculations, I mean, a simple calculator will do calculation much better than you. So it's stupid to try to create a machine that actually replicates the human behavior to create value out of this. It's much better to create very specialized activities like a calculator does. It doesn't even require AI to solve a task better than a human can do, but in very vertical solution. And then we take that input and we interact as human with that input to create.
So you're saying in translation, we have to take the calculator part, the one that is more mechanical, and make it done by the machine, and leave the creative side, maybe the more human side, done by translators. That's how you empower translators.
Yeah, but for a reason, because humans evolve all the time. And so at one point, so our machine today is, I have to say, much better than some humans, for sure, better than me. I don't speak Russian. The machine does, okay? And it's actually a little better than many people that speak Russian also. But it's probably not as good as the average professional translator. And it's surely not as good as the best human translator in the world. So in a certain way, while machines are helping us, in the same time they're helping us, they're helping also humans in general to improve their skills. Because if you're not bored with daily activities of correcting the same error again and again, you can spend time on the creative part of your work. And that's the evolution that we like.
Exactly. So I think it's a really great task and great vision. And it's a problem that really one feels that it's about humanity and about making people understand each other. So it's great to have you here and to tell us such things. So thank you, Marco, again for this chat and for hosting this whole event. So now we are at the very end. The jury should have worked to find the winner and to decide who has won the fantastic prizes also. So I call here Simone, CEO of Ask Data, to tell us finally who has won. Okay, the jury is still in. They are telling me that
Another question.
they are telling me that the jury is still deciding, because there were some great applications and they are still unsure. So, tech people love arguing, love discussing which is the best tech. So it should not be surprising.
What I noticed, Luca, that one of the jury member is actually the winner of the first hackathon we did at PyCampus.
Exactly. Davide, who was the first speaker, joined the first hackathon, won the first hackathon, and joined the translated after winning the first hackathon. So we have multiple generations of hackathon participants.
I think that hackathon was a long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, 5 or more.
Yeah, 5 years ago. 5 years ago. I see movement here. I don't know if they had to handle us like a letter, like, in festivals with the name of the winner.
Yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is that we're now alone in this room. You may think That is but the jury went away, so
Yeah.
they're probably deciding something, and very soon we'll come to you with the news.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. I see a lot of movement, people walking, and I wouldn't say shouting, but discussing.
Yeah, they probably, it's clear
with
that they don't
emotion.
all agree
Yeah.
on who the winner should be.
Which is a good thing,
Yeah, absolutely.
usually. Right.
It makes the things more interesting.
Yeah.
So, Luca, how do we want to use these 5 minutes? Oh, if we have engineers in the call, maybe they don't know about the many positions that we have open at Translated, and in P Campus especially.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you're interested, and have a look to the PyCampus website, pycampus.it. And if you say there is a link to opening positions that is quite well updated, and then if you find any interesting position, you can directly go to the company website and apply for there. Sometimes on the website you will find some other position in the specific startup website.
Yeah. And you will find positions both from startups that work in the campus and Translated itself.
Yeah, sure.
So we have positions open all over the place. And please, of course, that's good call to action, I would say.
Now, so I what was the last task? Do you know, Luca, why they are debating so much? Do you have some insights?
I don't have many, but I mean, I think it's just natural. I mean, I think I haven't ever joined in such an event similar like this with the jury, where the tech jury was in complete agreement about Piro, because everyone has their own favorite technology, have their own favorite ways of doing things, and so it's not just a matter of having an objective winner, but finding the one that it's the most engineered. I mean,
yeah, it was much easier, and it was much easier to identify the winner for the first editions, because we were making one-to-one matches. So 16 developers were starting, and they were fighting one another, and only one was the winner of the first round. And then we had 8 competing, and then 4, and then 2, and then you get the final and the winner. So it was a direct match. Yeah.
So I've seen the jury here with its main representative, that is Simone, CEO of Ask Data. So welcome back, Simone. And now I leave you the stage to declare the winner, possibly.
And the winner is... No, let me say something before. So I really want to express, I would say, my maximum, I would say, happiness, because it has been a great job. We collected a lot of nice, submission. The time was definitely very, very aggressive. So we want to thank you, all the teams. And now, after this, I would say, small sentence of circumstance, let me announce the winner. And the winner is Team 3. Woo. So they were able to make, I would say, an end-to-end integration with the API. They were able also to decide in a way or another how to present in the best way possible, with some charting capabilities, the data that they were getting from the backend. So thank you so much. And let me thank again all the other team members, because I think that everyone has done a great job. And let me also thank the jury and the members that made as mentors, that supported as mentors all the great teams that we had tonight. And let me also tell another thing. I really wish that next time we will be also physically present. So we will have a combined digital and physical presence.
Of course. Let's all hope so, because I mean, it's been a great event, even virtually, but when we were been able to be physically here and exchange ideas and work together, of course, it's been another thing. So it's again, congratulations to the team who won also the fantastic prize that is the headphones by Bose for all members of the team. So congratulations again. So thank you for staying with us during this event. It's been a pleasure to stay with you and to have all hosts and all guests talking with us and exchanging their experience. It's been really great. So see you next year with the next Pi Day. Hopefully, like Simone said, here at Pi Campus, but anyway, here or virtually, we will be here for you. So thank you again. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.